Mary Kay, the Browns blow a 21-7 lead here at First Energy Stadium and lose to the Packers in overtime 27-21 to remain winless on the season. 0-16, at least in my mind, becoming more and more of a reality for this football team.
Yeah, and you know what? Not only were they up 21-7, they were up 21-7 in the fourth quarter, and they came back and scored 3 touchdowns. The Green Bay Packers did, and boy, what a dagger in the hearts of the Cleveland Browns. I mean, it really looked like this was going to be their opportunity to avoid that 0-16, that dreaded parade, Dan, that we don't want to cover or go to. I mean, the fans were so into it. It was an exciting football game. Kizer was actually having a very good game until he threw that interception in overtime when Clay Matthews hit the arm.
Yeah, it was a play where he kind of rolled out. His initial read wasn't there. He was looking for Josh Gordon. They had him covered with a corner and a safety. He rolled out, took the hit, threw the ball up in the air, an interception, and Brett Hundley and the Packers took advantage. And like you said, for Kizer, he did play really well, especially in the first half. He got Josh Gordon involved. He got Corey Coleman involved. I think a lot of that opened up the running game. Isaiah Crowell finally goes over 100 yards today. I mean, everything was set up for this team to win a football game.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. And, you know, I mean, one of the things that really killed them, obviously, was a 65-yard punt return in the fourth quarter. I mean, that was just the killer for them because the defense was, you know, playing well enough, I think, to stop those guys. But, you know, not when you have a 65-yard punt return. So they just broke down at the end. But like you said, DeShone Kizer did some really good things in the early going of the game. And this was John Dorsey, the new GM's first game. He sat with Jimmy Haslam in the loge. He was watching to see, you know, how is DeShone playing? How's Isaiah Crowell playing? He's in a contract year. You know, this was his first opportunity to see this football game. He saw them play hard, but the results obviously were the same.
And then well after the game, Dorsey was sitting in the locker room, in the corner of the locker room, and then he went over and spoke to DeShone Kizer. After he got out of the shower, seemed to have some encouraging words for him before Kizer went and spoke to us. So Dorsey, at least early on, very involved post-game.
Oh, yeah. You know what? You can tell that he is ready to take over this team right now. He's hitting the ground running. Again, he sat with Haslam in the loge. Then he was in the locker room the whole time the locker room was open. We don't see that. I mean, you just don't usually see, you know, we never saw Sashi Brown just hanging out in the locker room. So I think he's trying to get the lay of the land in every way. Who talks? Who are the team leaders? How are people, handling the loss? And you know what? While he was in there, one of the things that he saw was DeShone Kizer having his head down in his hands for about 10 minutes after the game, very upset with himself after that interception. He's taking this very, very hard. He knows he has to prove himself.
It has been a rough season for Kizer, a rough season for the Browns, and continue today out here on this field. Overtime losers to Brett Hundley and the Green Bay Packers, 27-21.